We've all been there. You're driving down the highway, and then you hear it.
Ugh, yes.
That sudden, sharp, just awful tink sound.
The sound of a rock hitting glass. It's a universal sound of your day getting worse.
Exactly. And your first thought is always, okay, how bad is this going to get? Is my insurance going to cover this, and what is this going to cost me?
For decades, that was, a pretty minor repair bill. But today, that simple piece of glass is one of the most technologically complex parts of a modern car.
Right. So for this deep dive, we are tackling that maze of auto glass coverage. We're going to unpack exactly what part of your policy covers it and why things like ADAS systems have made it so much more complicated.
And in many cases, so much more expensive.
Yeah, we're talking past the $1,000 mark sometimes.
Our sources were really clear on this, drawing lines between the policy language, what different states require, and, the safety tech involved.
Okay, so let's unpack this. The big question everyone has is it ever truly free? Our source material says, well, usually no.
In most cases, you're paying something.
But there are 3 specific states where the answer is actually yes. We'll get to which ones those are. But first, we need to start with the most basic distinction in coverage.
This is key. It's the foundation for, understanding where your money is going.
Right. Because windshield damage isn't like a fender bender. It's not like you backed into a pole.
No, it's usually something totally out of your control.
So what part of an insurance policy protects us from that kind of thing? From road debris or a falling branch?
This is the main takeaway. It falls squarely under the comprehensive part of your policy. It is not collision coverage.
And why is that distinction so important?
Because insurers view the risks completely differently. Collision is for, accidents, hitting another car, hitting an object, things that can be related to your driving.
Okay.
Comprehensive is for everything else, stuff that's basically out of your control. Vandalism, a hailstorm, theft, and yes, that rock that flies up off the highway.
So they see it as an unavoidable risk.
Exactly. And that has huge implications for whether or not your rates go up later.
So, if comprehensive handles it, how does that affect me financially right now when I need the repair?
Because your comprehensive deductible is often totally separate from your collision deductible.
Ah.
You might have a $1,000 collision deductible to keep your premium low, but your comprehensive one might be much lower, maybe $250 or even $100. You have to know that number.
And that brings us right to the deductible dilemma. For most people, you have to pay that amount first.
Yep, that's the standard. We see them range anywhere from $100 up to $500.
Let's use the simple math from the source. If a new windshield costs $400 and your deductible is $250,
you pay the $250 and your insurance picks up the remaining $150. That's how it works almost everywhere.
Almost. But there are exceptions.
And those exceptions are the closest thing you'll get to a free replacement.
This is that zero-deductible coverage we mentioned.
Right. It happens in 2 ways. Either your state mandates it by law, or it's an optional add-on that you've paid for.
Okay, this is the crucial part for anyone on the highway a lot. Our source names 3 states that require insurers to completely waive the deductible for glass claims.
Yes. Those states are Florida, Kentucky, and South Carolina.
So just to be clear, if your car is registered in one of those 3 states, your windshield replacement is 100% covered by law, no deductible.
That's right. As long as you have comprehensive coverage, you pay nothing out of pocket. You skip the deductible completely.
Why those 3 states? Is it just good consumer advocacy?
It's a mix of things. In a place like Florida, you have high heat and humidity, which can make a tiny chip spread into a massive crack really, really fast.
Okay, that makes sense.
And, from a public safety standpoint, states want to encourage people to fix their windshields immediately. If a $250 deductible is a barrier, people will wait.
And drive around with a cracked windshield, which is dangerous.
Exactly. Removing that barrier encourages people to act fast.
But if you're not in Florida, Kentucky, or South Carolina, you're not totally out of luck.
Definitely not. Almost all insurance companies offer an optional add-on. It's often called a zero-deductible glass endorsement.
I think this is a huge takeaway. How much does something like that usually cost?
It's surprisingly cheap. We're talking just a few extra dollars a month on your premium, maybe $10 or $20 a year.
Wow.
And when you think about it, paying $20 a year to avoid a potential $500 deductible, well, it's a pretty good bet.
Especially if you drive on roads with a lot of construction or gravel trucks.
It's a massive financial hedge. It's the easiest way to get yourself into that free replacement category.
So we've covered what you pay. But let's talk about the total bill, because that's where the real sticker shock comes in. A replacement used to be, what, 200 bucks?
Maybe. For an older car, sure.
But now we see bills for $600,
Mm-hmm.
and for luxury cars or trucks, it's consistently over 1,000. What happened?
It's the tech tax. That's really the simplest way to put it. We're not just replacing a piece of glass. We're replacing a core part of the car's nervous system.
The eye of the car.
A perfect way to put it. The glass is now the housing unit for all the vehicle's safety and driver assist sensors.
So what's actually embedded in there that's so expensive?
We're talking about the AID assist features, the advanced driver assistance systems.
Okay.
That windshield now holds your rain sensors, your light sensors, and, most importantly, the high-definition cameras for your lane departure warnings and your forward collision alerts.
And sometimes the heads-up display, right?
Yes, the projector for the heads-up display can be integrated into the glass itself.
So the glass is cut specifically to make sure the camera lens has a perfect view before it's even installed.
That's just the first part of it. The real complexity and cost comes after the new glass is in.
Which is?
The calibration. You have this brand new, expensive windshield with all the sensors mounted, but now you have to tell the car's computer exactly how it's oriented.
Why is that so critical? What happens if a shop skips that to save a few bucks?
Skipping it is incredibly dangerous. Those cameras are extremely sensitive. If the new glass is mounted just a fraction of a degree differently.
The system now thinks straight ahead is actually slightly to the left or right.
It's like putting a new scope on a rifle. If you don't sight it in, you're going to completely miss the target.
That is a perfect analogy. If you don't calibrate it, your collision alert might not see a stopped car in time. Or your lane keeping assist could actually pull you out of your lane instead of keeping you in it.
So it turns a safety feature into a hazard.
It makes it useless, or worse, dangerously wrong.
Our sources mention two types of calibration, static and dynamic. What's the difference?
So this is where the cost really adds up. Static calibration is done in the shop. The car is stationary. The technicians set up specific targets or charts at a precise distance from the vehicle.
Like an eye exam for your car.
Sort of, yeah. They're making sure the camera's view perfectly matches the car's real-world position.
And dynamic.
Dynamic calibration means the tech actually has to drive the car on a well-marked road at a certain speed for a certain amount of time.
So the car's computer can learn the road. Exactly. It uses the lane markings and signs to fine-tune itself. Most new cars require both. And that specialized equipment, the time, the labor, that's your $1,000 price tag.
Okay, so you accept the cost.
Yeah.
What are practical steps? Is filing a claim a huge headache?
Actually, it's gotten much easier, and a lot of people find it's better to work directly with a good auto glass shop first instead of calling their insurer.
Really? Why is that?
Because the shop becomes your advocate. They handle all the paperwork, you give them your policy number, and they call the insurance company for you.
To verify everything.
To verify everything. Do you have comprehensive? Do you have that zero-deductible coverage? What will your exact out-of-pocket be? They figure it all out. The whole thing often takes just 24 to 48 hours.
That convenience is a huge plus. But what about other benefits? The sources mention things like quality control.
This is so important. Insurance-approved shops have to meet certain standards. They have to use either OEM, glass original equipment manufacturer, or what's called OEM equivalent.
What's the difference?
OEM is the exact same glass from the car's manufacturer. OEM equivalent is made by another company, but has to meet the exact same safety and structural specs.
And that matters because the windshield is actually a structural part of the car, right?
A huge part. It provides up to 35% of the vehicle's structural integrity in a rollover. Using cheap, unrated glass is a massive safety risk.
Plus, you get a documented repair history.
Right. It shows the car was maintained properly, with the right parts and procedures, and you'll get warranties on both the parts and the labor, which is a great layer of protection.
Okay, let's hit the big questions everyone has. First, will filing one of these claims make my rates go up?
Almost certainly not.
Really?
Yeah, remember, comprehensive claims are seen as a no-fault, unavoidable risk. It's a road hazard, not bad driving. So a single windshield claim rarely, if ever, affects your premium.
So that's mostly a myth.
For a single claim, yes. Now, if you file 3 or 4 claims in a year, your insurer might start asking questions. But one-offs are generally fine.
That's a relief. Okay, second big question. Repair versus replace. How do I know if a little chip can just be patched up?
The rule of thumb is about size and location. A repair, where they inject resin into the chip, is usually possible for damage smaller than a quarter.
And for cracks.
For a single crack, shorter than about 3 inches. If it fits that criteria, a quick repair is your best bet. Insurers often waive the deductible for repairs, too.
But the location matters most, right?
Location is everything. If the damage is right in the driver's line of sight, it has to be replaced. Or if it's right at the edge of the windshield.
Because that can compromise the whole structure.
Exactly. A repair near the edge is just too risky.
And one last thing on rights. If my insurance company says I have to use their preferred shop, do I?
Absolutely not. You, the consumer, have the right to choose any licensed auto glass provider you trust. They can recommend shops, but they can't force you.
So this deep dive really shows that coverage all hinges on that comprehensive policy.
Yes, and that zero-deductible add-on is a game changer.
And that 80s calibration is not optional. It's absolutely critical for safety. The $1,000 windshield is here to stay, but knowing your policy can save you a fortune.
Which I think raises a really important final thought. We just can't treat windshield replacement like a simple cosmetic fix anymore.
Right.
A modern windshield is a core part of your car's safety ecosystem. It's structural, and it houses the sensors that can save your life. The big takeaway here is that you have to prioritize proper ADAS calibration over saving a few bucks at a budget shop. The entire safety system of your car depends on it.
So the homework for everyone listening.
Go check your policy right now. See if you have that zero-deductible glass coverage. And if you don't, it might be worth a call to your agent tomorrow.